What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Forgive the military salute, but I am in uniform. It's November 1st when you're watching this video, but it was Halloween when I recorded it, so forgive the command shirt. We got some news today that I didn't see coming from Netflix, specifically because both of the CEOs, because they got a co-CEO thing going on over there, both of them had said that they have no interest really in purchasing Warner Brothers Discovery. And yet today we were met with a couple of things. First, that CNBC rather has reported that Warner Brothers will most likely be sold before Christmas, and my money is, and probably will always be until it's sold, behind Paramount, specifically Paramount Skydance, but apparently Netflix now is actively exploring the possibility of buying Warner Brothers. Netflix has hired the same investment bank that advised Skydance when they bought Paramount. I went to Deadline. I could not find the source for that. I saw again on Culture Base here saying breaking. Netflix is reportedly actively exploring a bid to buy Warner Brothers assets. They've hired the bank that advised Skydance on purchasing Paramount. Netflix has also been granted access to Warner Brothers' data room and financial details. And Netflix is also interested in giving Zack Snyder a new contract for future films. That is a lot of do. Thankfully, that part place has a write-up on it, and they traced it to REUTERS. So the source of this story, because we do try and do, I know a lot of people that don't like the fact that I don't like the James Gunn movies or that I'm ally. I am not a Restore the Snyderverse Snyder Bro myself, but I do, I'm quite fond of them and bless them for having the hope to carry them through. So this all comes from REUTERS, the source of all of this. Exclusive Netflix taps bank to explore bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. And like I said, thanks to that part place, you can see the write-up on it. And that is this. So here's what we know so far about the Netflix WB sale. REUTERS reports that Netflix has, and this is what we've heard, retained Moelis & Co., the same bank that helped Skydance pursue their Paramount merger, and obviously they did that successfully. They've received access to the Warner Brothers financial information to begin evaluating a formal bid, i.e., they're looking at everything they are to ascertain on their own how much they think it's worth. Per REUTERS, this effort focuses specifically on Warner Brothers Studios and streaming assets, meaning HBO, Warner Brothers Pictures, and HBO Max may be on the table, while legacy cable networks such as CNN and TNT are likely not. And that is what I've said from the beginning. Paramount wants to buy everything. Meanwhile, all these other companies from Comcast to Netflix, they only want pieces of it, which reportedly originally is what David Zaslav wants. He wants a bidding war. He wants to split the company in two and have a bidding war. But I think what he's going to find is they only want some of it. Not they don't want the vast majority of the things you would try to have a bidding war over. Warner Brothers Discovery, according to the report, is weighing whether or not to split its assets or entertain full or partial sales after multiple unsolicited offers from Paramount Skydance. At least 3 that we've talked about so far. So Netflix, as they point out here, just said that this wouldn't happen until all of a sudden it did. So we had one of the co-CEOs, Ted Sarandos, tell investors that they weren't looking to acquire old guard media properties. In their own quarterly investor communication, he said, "We've been very clear in the past that we have no interest in owning legacy media networks. There is no change there." So that's why they wouldn't buy all of it, because they don't want all the TV stuff. And then the other co-CEO, Greg Peters, he said that we're builders, not buyers, i.e. they want to build their own thing, not buy a bunch of the already used up stuff. Really more to the networks, though. And yet here we are. A Netflix WB sale suddenly isn't hypothetical or ridiculous anymore. It's a reminder that public positioning and strategic reality don't always align in corporate leadership messages. So what a Netflix WB deal would mean: if Netflix buys Warner Brothers Discovery Studio streaming divisions and streaming divisions only, it inherits Harry Potter, DC characters, HBO shows like The Sopranos and Game of Thrones and Peacemaker and Creature Commandos, one of the most prolific TV studios in the world, a treasure chest of IP archives and global franchises. And if it did, in one fell swoop, Netflix would instantly become a direct rival to Disney in theatrical franchise strength. Though whether Netflix would pursue that, yeah, because we know yes, they've got the deal with AMC, and select things are coming for a couple of days or a week or whatever, like Frankenstein to select theaters. But by and large, they have been pretty open about not focusing on movies, unlike a Paramount, which absolutely is focused on theatrical releases. But it still would retain the largest Hollywood content machine by volume and cultural reach, the only traditional streaming platform with both tech first DNA and legacy cinematic IP power, i.e., a lot of the stuff that you watch on Netflix, the apps, the way it works, the UI is proprietary, and it's why that app works so much better than other ones. And yes, Netflix would own Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and the Wizarding World, which is really what this is all about. The Reuters piece here notes that Comcast leadership also shrugged off regulatory, because if the threat was, look, the government right now is run by Trump, Ellisons are friendly with Trump, so anyone else trying to do these mergers probably is not going to have that much luck with it. But they're saying, no, that's fine. We'd be able to get through it. In other words, all of Hollywood is officially up for grabs. And they finish off here right here that, remember, they only want some of the things, not all of the things, but this is an official. This is an official, as official of do you can get when you start talking about Reuters. And yes, if you are a Snyderverse bro, or a Snyder bro, or a Restore the Snyderverse, you're probably really happy right now, because obviously Zach is releasing all of these pictures on Instagram, and whether it's strategic or it's just something he does on other platforms, and now he's on Instagram and it's all just lining up, whether he's aware of all the negative talk that Gunn has had and some of the financials of his movies, and he's just keeping the thought alive, I don't know. But yes, people are noticing. I can see you guys in my comments. A lot of people think that this means Snyder, and in conjunction with that rumor of Zack Snyder also getting his more movies with Netflix. Now, I'd remind you, he ain't doing more Rebel Moon movies, and he's not doing more zombie movies, but he is doing something called The Last Photograph. And if you believe it, he's got more movies with him ahead. And then, yes, people have noticed all the pictures of Superman and of Batman and of course of Deathstroke that have been releasing, and just a little bit, if nothing else, little playfulness of reminding everyone that there's still ample want to return to Henry Cavill Superman. And a lot of people thinking that, boy, between the two, I think we maybe judge Zack Snyder a little too harshly. Yes, Rebel Moon's unforgivable. My God. Maybe just go do the Batman movie. Just see what happens. Do that Ben Affleck Batman movie with Deathstroke, Joe Manganiello. I can never say his name. Joe Manganiello, whatever. Make fun of me if you watch this far, 7 minutes into the video. God bless you. Anyway, hope you had a good Halloween. Let me know what you think about Netflix possibly trying to purchase part of Warner Brothers Discovery, specifically the IPs. And I guess we knew that that's what they would want, but the fact that they've gone so far as to hire firms and actually look at the books, well, that you can't really ignore that. So let me know what you think. Make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you.
Well, bye.